Man, you already know.
I was the third brother of five, doing whatever I had to do to survive. I'm not saying what I did was alright. Trying to break out of the ghetto was a day-to-day fight. Being down so long, getting up to the cross for mine.
Man, sometimes, man, I can't sleep at night, man. Some will say maybe you smoked too much weed and drank too much. you know, some will say sometimes, that's just God or the universe trying to get you to focus on a particular topic. So I'll just make a video about it and I'll share my thoughts with you. If that is the case, man, all right, man, it's like this. I got a lot of sympathy for these children out here. People call them ghetto, people call them stupid, people call them dangerous, violent, homicidal. But by me being an English tutor, I can kind of look behind the curtain and see the conditions, circumstances, decisions that led to that child being disenfranchised. And I'm not talking about being disenfranchised by the white world. I'm talking about being disenfranchised by their parents and their community. A lot of times, man, I run across clients who aren't parents of the children, they are guardians. And it's the same story. The parents are either on drugs, the parents are in prison, or the parents got murdered. You know, or the parents simply didn't care and they lost custody. So many young girls don't understand the heavy responsibility of having a child. And I think I can speak on this because my sister had her first child when I was 6 years old. I became an uncle at 6. And my sister went through the process. She's now about to get her bachelor's degree. She's doing very well. But she went through that process that a lot of these young girls go through. And my sister is a great mother. She's a great mother. And her kids were fortunate to have her, you know. But she was young and she had to learn. But she did love her kids and she wanted the best for them. But so many parents, see, it's hard for me to say that they don't want the best for their children because I'm pretty sure that all parents want the best for their children. But if you don't help your child, if you know that your child is struggling academically in school and you're not helping them with their work, I mean, you're setting that child up to fail. If you're okay with your child dropping out of high school and being in the streets all day, because you're in the streets all day. You had a child by a man that really didn't even want kids. You know that man. You know he didn't want children with you. You know it was just a casual sexual relationship. You knew that man was not in love with you, and you knew that man did not want to raise children with you. But because of your agenda, because of your own ambitions and your own motives, you brought a child into this world. And the most selfish thing that you could do is disenfranchise your own child and set your own child up for failure. Lead your own child into the gangs, into the streets. And it's hard for me to witness that. Sometimes I go tutor these kids and they'll be home all alone. It'll be like a 14-year-old boy. He'll have like 5 siblings and he'll be taking breaks. I'll be tutoring him and he'll take breaks so that he can cook lunch and dinner for his siblings. And that's why I tell you I bring $100 a day because things like that. I'll say, look, man, save your food. Let's run to the grocery store and let's buy some food. And I try to do my part, but I can't do it by myself, man. My father has been a teacher for 40 years, and one of the primary things that I've learned from that is some parents do not care about their children. They don't care about their success. They're not interested in their children's academic performance. When you tell them that that they're failing and they're not doing well in this or not well in that, they don't do anything about it because the parents might have dropped out. They don't really have a respect or appreciation for education, so they're not going to pass that along to their child. If you don't respect education in school, how can you pass that to your child? That respect, that appreciation, because as a child, you're never going to get anywhere in life without your education. If you drop out of school and you just start wandering around the streets, you're going to fail, man. And so many parents enable their children to fail, and I see it. And when I bumped into this client, this uncle, and he told me, he said, my kids are grown. The only reason I took my nephew in is because his father's in prison and he doesn't want nothing to do with him. I said, look, man, when you get out of prison, can you please help me with your son? And he told me flat out no. And my sister, which was his mother, passed away, and nobody wanted him. He was going to be put in an orphanage, and I couldn't see my nephew in an orphanage, especially since I'm living by myself and I'm at work all day, you know. And initially, he was living in a 1-bedroom apartment, but he got a 2-bedroom apartment just so that his nephew can have his own room. And there's a few people out there like this uncle who care, but he's at work all day. He can't be there with him in the daytime. He's doing his part to make sure he's not homeless. He's doing his part to make sure he studies for his GED by hiring me. But when he broke down and told me, he said, man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying, man. I said, man, that's all you can do. That's all I can do. But as long as we're trying, maybe we can get somewhere. But these parents need to try too. I mean, some of these kids don't have a shot at life simply because they were given the wrong parents. Peace.